Hi everyone, I'm Brittany Ko. I'm the creator of Self Love with Style, the place to learn to create a wardrobe where you love your clothes and the body that's in them. Today we're talking about one of my favorite topics and everybody else's favorite topics, how to dress for your body type. And I'll also be talking about what other stylists aren't going to tell you. So, dressing for your body type, why do we focus so much on this? Everybody always hears that, you gotta dress for your body, and that's the number one question I get from so many people is, what do I wear? I think we put so much emphasis on dressing for your body because it is the place to start for you to look and feel good. This is kind of the important puzzle piece that when you get it right, all of a sudden your body's gonna look different in the clothes that you're in. So this is why we put so much emphasis on it, why it's so important to get it right, this is the key to making your body look the way you want it to. Now, when I say the way you want it to, I don't mean that you don't like your body, you want to change it. I'm pretty content with my body, but there's still areas that I like to hide and there's areas I like to show off. And I think that's going to be for every woman. There's always going to be something that we're going to want to hide and another area that we want to show off, and that's what dressing for your body type does. It's also going to make you more in proportion, and we're going to talk about that in a bit, all about proportion. So, body type. There is a lot of information on this. If you Google dressing for your body type, you're probably going to get a lot of stuff that's very confusing, very overwhelming, and you're probably just gonna give up because you're not gonna be able to make heads or tails out of it. And I think that's why people come to a stylist, is because there is just way too much info out there and they're not sure what it means. I even have a book at home that I had to laugh at because there is 48 different body types in there. And if I had to sift through 48 body types and try to figure out which one out of those 48 I am, I probably would have given up and said, screw it, leggings are stretchy, let's put them on. So my goal is to make fashion accessible. And to make fashion accessible for everyone, fashion has to be easy. You're gonna have to wanna do it, and it's gonna have to be simple to figure out. So I like to make dressing for your body type simple. So we're not gonna do 48 different body types, and we're gonna stick to the main 5 body types that are out there. So what other stylists might not tell you? Every woman is gonna fit into one of those 5 body types. Easy as that. So you don't need 48 or 32 or 24. I've got another book with 24. We just need those 5. Once you have those 5, that's a great basis to start building your proportion and figuring out your balance for your body, and everyone's gonna fit into those 5. That's all you need. So why the heck are there 48? There is that many because they're going into much, much greater detail. They're going into things like vertical proportion, which I'm gonna talk about later. They're going into height, they're going into size, which I don't think should be left out of body type. You don't need that much detail, and that's the next thing I'm gonna tell you that other stylists might not tell you, is that this can all be a lot more simple than you think it is. You don't need 50 million rules that you can't wear this, you can't wear this, you can't wear this, you can't wear this, but you can wear this thing and this thing. So go out and find this thing and this thing. I prefer to teach on what I like to call principles, not rules. So what another stylist might not tell you is you can wear most things. It's about how you wear them, not what you wear. So I like to teach the how and the why, not the what. So what does that mean? Well, when you're talking about dressing for your body type, we're talking about balance and proportion. So what I mean by balance and proportion is there's going to be areas of your body that might be bigger than the others, and that's probably the areas you want to disguise, and the other areas are going to look smaller, and proportion is you're actually going to look thinner when you're in proportion. So balance out the rest of your body so that you look in proportion. So let's give an example. Let's say you're bigger on your bottom half. You maybe have bigger hips, a bigger butt. You're going to make your body look balanced by adding volume on the top half. Now that might seem crazy. You're thinking, why do I want to add volume? I've already got volume on me. But that volume is actually going to make you look smaller because your eye's not going to go to those hips that are bigger, and all of a sudden your body just looks in balance. And so that's what we want. So balance and proportion are the two biggest things, and that's all you need to know when dressing for your body type, and that's how you can make more stuff work for you. So what other stylists might not tell you is that you can wear more things than what is on your do and don't list. That's why I like to teach in principles versus rules, because all of a sudden you get this list that says you have to wear this, this, and this. Well, what if you don't like that, and that? Then you're really frustrated because now my body's not gonna look good because I don't like those things. So I like to teach in principles because principles allow you to take a piece and make it work for your body type by doing it in a certain way, rather than saying you can't wear this. So all of a sudden you have more possibilities of things that will fit your personal style. You'll also have more possibilities of what is modern. Now, modern, I love the word modern. Modern doesn't mean trendy. So don't get those two confused, because lots of people, well, I don't want to look trendy. Modern doesn't mean trendy. Modern means up to date in the past decade. We don't want to look dated. So modern means that you look like you actually got dressed in the past and shopping in the past 10 years. So I think most of us just want to look modern. So one of the best examples of this, people who have a larger bottom, all we see is wear a boot cut. Okay, great. Boot cuts are fine. However, they're looking a little bit dated for some people, especially those of you who are younger. You might not want to be caught dead in a boot cut. If you have a more classic style, great. Go for your boot cut. They're harder to find right now, especially in the past 10 years. We're going more to a slim leg, and that's what's modern, and that's what's gonna make you feel modern. So now are you stuck in this boot cut? I can't wear a slim leg because it's on my rules of I can't wear this for my body. Now all of a sudden you're stuck feeling frumpy and out of date when a modern item is a slim leg and you wanna look fresh and modern. So here's an example of something that you want to be able to wear to look current, because a boot cut is very early 2000s and a slim leg is very what's now, especially even in the past 10 years. So that's been a while, it's not going anywhere. And so we want to be able to wear these more items, modern items, as fashion evolves. Now, using balance and proportion, you can evolve with fashion and learn how to balance your body with these new items as styles change throughout the decades. I'm not talking about from season to season, wearing the trendiest thing that's right now. I'm talking about over 10 years, 5 years. Those are the decades and being modern that we want to talk about. So using that balance and proportion, we can get there. Now, most stylists will tell you you can only wear X, this, and this. And the truth is that we can make most pieces work for us in terms of how we do them. So I'm teaching you how, and I'm teaching you why it works, not do and don't. Now, if you like do and don't, if you just want to list and say, I want to know what to buy, I don't care what it is, I'm just going to go and go, I might not be the stylist for you. I can give you a do and don't, but I prefer to teach you why this works and how it works. So as fashion evolves, or as your own personal style evolves and changes, you can roll with that and know what pieces are going to work for you and your body by being able to harness proportion and balance. So the next thing other stylists might not tell you, You can wear something even if it's not on this is your best thing for your body type, and you can still look good. Now, most stylists are not going to tell you that. They probably break the rules all the time, and they are not always wearing what is the most flattering thing for their body. And they still look good. I do it. There's stuff I wear all the time that technically isn't in my rules that I shouldn't be wearing, but I still look good. And why is that? Because there's a difference between something being unflattering, flattering, and being the best thing for your body type. You can still look flattering and still look good without it being the best thing, as long as it's not unflattering. Now, one thing I like to wear that totally goes against the rules for me is a trapeze dress. I call them my travel dresses. My husband will know. I love them dearly. It's like a knit dress. It just goes straight down and out. And no seam. It's like wearing pajamas when you're traveling. It's the best thing ever, but you still look cute. So the trapeze dress is one of my favorite things to wear, but I'm a straight. So I'm very straight down. And so with my body, you want to show off a waist. Now a trapeze dress is a triangle. Technically doesn't necessarily show off your waist, but it's how you do it, not doing it. So I make sure that it's nice and fitted on top. I like to do one that's shorter so it shows off my legs, and also make sure that it fits through the waist and then comes out so at least shows a shape, and that it also doesn't cling to my tummy, because all my weight goes to my tummy, and that's where I want to avoid the unflattering part. So that item, definitely not on my most flattering, but I can still look cute wearing it because I can make it flattering even though it's not the best item for my body type. So learn how to make things flattering, not having to be the best item. And that's another thing that stylists won't tell you. They're gonna focus on, this is the best for you, you have to wear this, this, and this, rather than figure out a way to make it work for your body and make it flattering, but not unflattering. So, body type based on shape. This is another thing that we want to focus on. It's not size. So, when people often think straight means straight down. They think of someone who's long, tall, skinny. A straight can be any size, and any body type can be any size. I want you to focus on that when you're doing body type. Take size right out of it. You're gonna see every body type and every size. We're focusing on the shape, not the size. And when we think about those shapes, we're referring to your horizontal proportion. So that's what we most think about. We're thinking all those crazy words like, you know, the hourglass figure, which is our standard we hold to. We want to make that hourglass figure, but we also hear the words carrot, pear, cello. And this is what makes it overwhelming and confusing. All of a sudden we're vegetables, fruits, and inanimate objects, and you have no idea what that means. Again, I like to make it simple, easy, self-explanatory. So I'm gonna use language that makes sense for you, like bigger on the top, bigger on the bottom, so that you can remember what it is and know what it is. I saw my body type in a book one time referred to as a brick. That's the last word a woman's body wants to be referred to, is a brick. A heavy piece of straight concrete. So I love the words bigger on top, bigger on bottom, because that's what it is. We're not fruits and vegetables. We're not inanimate objects. With my guide that I'm going to talk about later, we will give you the names. So when you are trying to dress for your body type, what other weird, crazy names you might be referred to as. But keep it simple, keep it in language we understand so that it makes sense and it's not confusing. So 5 main body types that we stick to. Those shapes that you hear, those are your horizontal proportion. Now I also like to discuss vertical proportion. That's the one that kind of gets left out, even though we're thinking about it. Vertical proportion means how proportionate we are from our head to our toe. So that's things like long-legged, short-waisted, long-waisted. And why we need to talk about those things and why they're important is for lengths, which is something we don't always think about. And when I'm styling clients, they will notice when things don't look right, if they're off vertically proportionately, and they don't know why, and they can't, but they say that they don't like the item, but when it becomes more balanced vertically, all of a sudden, oh, I like that. So it's knowing those things and knowing how to style the items that way will all of a sudden make you like things differently. So thinking about your top lengths, the rise in your pants, and your bottoms lengths. So vertical proportion is anything that's gonna cut you off vertically, right? All those lines that go across your top length, your rise of your pants or your skirt, or even just where your waist is sitting in a dress or in a top, and then your bottoms, whether the length is. So vertical proportion. Now you have your horizontal proportion and your vertical proportion. Those are the only two things you need to know. Rather than 48 different body types, if you have your horizontal proportion and your vertical proportion, you're set. That will cover everything. That's all you need to know. And so lots of stylists will only focus on that horizontal proportion, that shape, and miss that vertical proportion. And then you're still wondering why your clothes look off. And that's why, is knowing those things. And that's also gonna change how you look in terms of your height, how you look proportionately that way. I got a question earlier about wearing maxi dresses if you're short. Again, that's gonna be a very vertical proportion thing, how you can do it, even though that's something you technically aren't supposed to be able to wear. So how do you figure out your body type? Lots of people will say, I'll ask them, do you know what your body type is? Well, it's an apple, I think. Like, they're not quite sure. They think they're the one thing, but they really don't know. So I've created a guide to help you, a great guide. It's called the Easy Guide to Figuring Out Your Body Type. And this will be hopefully the one and only guide that you need, and a great way to get started. It discusses both the horizontal and the vertical proportion and how to figure it out very definitively. We're talking about math and we're talking about numbers to really figure it out. So you're going to use measurements to figure out your horizontal shape, and then you're also going to use measurements to figure out your vertical shape or your vertical proportion. And that's all going to be in there, and that will help you figure it out once and for all with actual numbers. No more looking in the mirror and guessing, no more guessing based on what you read on and what you think you are. So I will link the guide, or to get the link to get the guide in the comments, but I will also have it live if you go to brittnykao.com/bodytype, you can get the guide there. And that will be your first step to learning how to dress for your body type, to know how to make pieces work for you, and understanding balance and proportion so that you can wear those things you want to wear, wish you could wear, and now you can once you figure out how to do them for your body type. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.